Welcome to Collect the Minds. Collect the Minds, where the fire ignites, every piece connects, every fandom unites.
All right, everybody, and welcome to Collector Minds. Today we have one of the, I would say, most outspoken guys on Twitter here with us. Welcome, VeVeViral.
Hey, how's it going?
Really great, really great. I would say let's start right into the questions. The first one would be in terms of your collecting journey. Have you been a collector, or is it through VeVe that you started collecting?
No, yeah, it started with VeVe. The only one item I had ever collected was the Tesla tequila. And it was just
What's
an
that?
impulsive
A tequila?
Tesla, like the car company.
Yeah.
By now they've probably done more than one. They dropped a few years ago, like in 2020 or 2021, tequila, like a limited edition little
Okay.
lightning.
Yeah.
And I just saw it on Twitter, and right away I was like, oh shoot, I'll get one.
Yeah.
So I have that. So that's like the first time I bought something with the intention of simply collecting it. And that was probably right before VeVe. So prior to VeVe, no, I wasn't collecting anything.
Okay. So like most of the people I talk to are always like, yeah, VeVe made me a collector. So that is
Yeah.
obviously one of their biggest strengths. What do you think about like the already existing collectors? Because as it seems, VeVe appeals more to like newer collectors or some people that connect with collecting again. Because in my example, I collected Pokemon cards when I was 8, 9, 10, but then nothing.
Yeah, same. I had Pokemon cards, but not as a collector. I was like for playing purposes. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But yeah, I think we hear a lot about like VeVe. Come on, you need to convert collectors into digital collectors. But as you said, I think there's been a bigger percentage of people simply that did not have a collector history that are just being created into a new era of collectors. But yeah, I feel like the community as a whole has like people that are just degens here for like looking for a small cap coin, and then the traditional collectors that probably have a Pokemon collection and Marvel comics and such, and then just people like me that was converted into both a collector and degen thanks to VeVe and OMI.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah, my first intention when I saw VeVe was like in beginning of 2021 was like, okay, I can make quick money. But now I'm here because the community is just so incredible. In terms of the community, you probably have met a lot of community members in like real life or on conventions or so.
Yes. I've been to a few meetups here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then I finally went to Comic-Con in New York in 2023, and that's where I got to meet like a much bigger audience of VeVe community. And I'm hoping, depending on many circumstances, to go again this year.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. So maybe we both meet in person.
We could meet in person, yes.
That would be great. I also think like when I've gone to those German VeVe meetups, there are so many like different personalities of people, but we all connect like through the same passion, and that's really interesting and absolutely great in my opinion.
Yes, people that you might otherwise not run into, or just completely different age ranges, ethnicities, backgrounds, and you're just like, oh, but we like VeVe.
Yeah, absolutely. You told us earlier that you started like collecting with the Tesla tequila.
Yes.
When did you discover VeVe then? Afterwards, and why did you discover VeVe?
At this point, I don't remember the exact timeline of when the Tesla tequila came out, but I do remember VeVe I found it in February of 2021.
Yeah.
And it started like January. I started just hearing a lot about NFTs and like Gary Vee and stuff. Like just kept
me too.
looking into the screen, like look at me, listen, let's go in deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I was like, sure, let me do that. And then I think the first place I went to was Reddit. I wasn't too familiar with Twitter at the time, or X, or where to find like the
me
exclusive
neither.
crypto
Me neither.
content.
Yeah.
So I just went to Reddit. I was like, isn't that where people go to find like
Yeah.
hidden
Okay,
stuff?
got it.
Not like I never really used Reddit before that too much, but I just knew that it existed. And then I was typing like NFTs, and then I saw this little thread. It had like just a few, like 20 upvotes maybe. It wasn't like a popular thread, and it mentioned how this company had the NFL and Batman, and I was like, oh, if all these like little random JPEGs are going crazy,
Yeah.
this little one hidden company that no one knows about has all these big brands, and they're 3D and AR, which to me is impressive. I know a lot of people in tech are like, oh, that's nothing. But
Yeah.
to me, it was just like, oh, that looks cooler than the JPEGs I'm looking at over here. And I had never heard about interoperability or OpenSea or stuff. To me, none of that really mattered. I was just like, oh, these are officially licensed and the
Yeah.
brand agrees with this. That's all that matters. I'm going here.
Yeah.
And that's how it began.
Okay, great. So the IPs were like the big excitement for you around VeVe in
Yeah,
the
for sure, the
beginning.
IP.
In the beginning, and I mean, a couple years have passed. A lot of things have changed. So what is now the reason for you that you stay inside of VeVe, or like what's like the vision you have in your like expectation for the company?
It's still the same for me, honestly. Since the beginning, like when I very first downloaded the app, I was looking through it and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of Batmans, a bunch of like Jokers, Harleys, and stuff. And I didn't know much about collecting, but growing up, I was sure like this first penny or like the first stamp or the first Superman comic. I just remember there's different things that people value when they collect, but I do know for a fact that one of them is being first evers.
Yeah.
So once I saw a bunch of Batmans, I was like, well, this one says FA. So I just started buying the FA Todd, FA Joker, FA Harley. And along the way on Twitter, people influenced me to like, you should care about interoperability. You should care about gamification. You should care about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sure, I see the value. I'm not a gamer. I'm not myself going to sit there and use it. I'm not going to myself transfer out of my wallet. I just see how I could create more demand. But for me, it's still all about big IP, officially licensed FAs. That's still what keeps me here.
Yeah. Okay. And in terms of like the simplicity, what you like for like just the sculptures or the 3D collectibles, but what about because you said you are not a gamer? Me neither. I've never really gamed in my life so far, but it would be something different for me if like the wearables come out and you can put like these digital layers above your own reality, because that would be kind of gaming, but not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just simple building, I could see how that in itself is gaming. I mean, growing up as like younger kid, like prior to 13, I did game, and I had games like Sims and
Yeah,
Age
yeah,
of
yeah.
Empires, where you would like create like Age of Empires, you would literally create your own world. You would,
Yeah, okay,
where do you want to announce it?
I know that game. I played Age of Empires and Sims as well, but not like a really hardcore gamer type of stuff, like a half
No.
an hour a day, because then I got bored.
Yeah, and what I like with those is that you have your tools to build, and then you could build. And I
Yeah,
know there's out there places that are way more high tech to build than VeVeVerse is going to be. But
yeah,
again, I don't care because I'm just here for the first ever. So if I can build around those first evers, then that sounds fun. But otherwise, I'm not gonna just sit there and build myself.
yeah. Okay. You probably have seen like the first insights to the first showrooms, right? In terms of the VeVeVerse.
The public ones, yeah, the ones
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they
I mean
released
that.
recently,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, to me, it's kind of what I expected. Um, Uh, well, I mean, I know there was one instance where we were all like thinking like something way better. Like
Yeah, like the
the
Ready
team, the
Player
team
One
did say
version,
stuff.
right?
Well, we said stuff, but the team kind of played it
Yeah,
along
yeah,
with it.
yeah,
Um, but for the past 18 months or so, that's been what I've been expecting. Like just a place where you can build with lots of different tools and put all your different collectibles together.
yeah, yeah. And you have to say like the communication is way better than since Ben is in the company, or since they
Yeah.
like pivoted to like these new communication and delivering model, right? because in the last couple of months, VeVe made a lot of good decisions and like good new features and all that stuff. I mean, the new app when it first came out, I mean, a lot of people hated the new app at first, but VeVe made like changes so quickly. I think that was like really good, a really good job from them, and also like a compelling thing why I believe in this company, because now they are leveling up, in my opinion. What do you
Yeah,
think about it?
I've noticed a change too since Ben. Well, since Ben, the promises or like what they told us is coming is less exciting, less
Yeah,
like sexy, like, oh my God, this is gonna pump us to the moon. But it is achievable, and they've so far have been like keeping their word, meeting those
yeah,
deadlines. Not they don't have fixed deadlines, but whatever they say is coming, it's been coming more.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'm kind of excited when like the VeVeVerse comes out the first time. Just I think for me, as we already said before, I think for me, like the building of the showroom could be kind of too specific and hard, if you know what I mean. So I think like the showrooms we saw, I mean, the people had to put a lot of effort into these, and I'm not sure if I'm willing to do it. But if there's like an easy way, like to modify your showroom so that it looks different and exciting, I will definitely do that, at least for a
Yeah,
couple
like if
of
they
years.
incorporated like AI, like they're doing to the Stacker wallet, where you just describe what you want and
But
it's
that
able to
would be
do it.
sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
And
mean,
then
I
even
love.
if only a small percent of the avid collectors are building, I'm just excited to see. Like back then with our vaults, we would see it on our timelines nonstop. But I feel like that
Yeah,
kind of stopped. I stopped doing it because
yeah.
it
It's a
doesn't work
mess
as
on the
well.
phone.
Uh-huh. So now with this, if it just functions right and it's just a little better than the showroom, and we see
Yeah,
people posting again, it'd be nice to see like our timelines flooded with
yeah.
them
Absolutely,
again, because
absolutely.
that'll catch the attention of some people sooner or later.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it already does. I mean, the have been to New York Comic Con 2024?
No, 2023.
Ah, okay. Because I mean, even at the last Comic Con, there was so much more interest from like other collectors into VeVe because of like the cooperation with Figpin and their
Oh
own
yeah, yeah.
booth and all that. I think there will be yeah, an easier demand creation in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because why shouldn't VeVe reach out to like all the really big YouTube channels, podcasts, etc., pays them a lot of money to do like a promotion or so, and I guess there will be the like a good new like user base coming in the future.
Yeah, I think as time passes and crypto starts going green again, that bitter taste people have in their mouth right now about
Yeah,
NFTs and all that will go away, and they'll be excited again. Like, oh, you mean I can collect Mickey Mouse and Batman and stuff,
yeah,
and it doesn't have to be like maybe we were, where like a lot of people had the mentality of, all in, I'm gonna retire from this. Like it's just
yeah.
something that you do every now and then. You collect something there.
Yeah, absolutely. One question to the VeVe platform. If you could, what would you change, or is there something like a little thing maybe that you would change to make the app better and a better user experience?
For the app, I mean, I know I hear this one a lot, so the more we say it, the better. I think the automatic, like, but the default should be when you go to on the secondary to a collectible, that it should by default show you the cheapest listing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
feel like that's how almost stock markets work. Like,
yeah,
and
yeah. That's a little bit confusing sometimes when you first have to filter it and stuff.
I would also really like for do they already? Maybe they do. Like for the OMI listings to show up by default.
With the OMI listings are shown in the app.
But like I wish it would calculate what the dollar amount of OMI, and like let's say the cheapest Todd is 450 gems but
Yeah.
$390 in OMI, that
Ah, okay, yeah, okay,
it
got
would
it.
show it first. Like it would understand this is actually cheaper if you convert it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Now I got you. Yeah, that would bring even more eyes on OMI, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. In terms of OMI, so you have like a bigger collection inside of VeVe, right? Or,
Yes.
or have you sold during the last 2, 1, 2, 3?
No, I haven't sold. I've slowed down my buying, but I
Yeah,
haven't been
okay.
selling. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure I've sold a collectible here and there, but I haven't been like actively selling.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Same with Omi and VeVe. I've just been holding, slowed
And
down my
and seeing
buying,
where it
but
goes.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Um, in terms of the OMI token, I mean, there is a little progress, especially with like the burn of the 5.6 billion OMI. I
Yeah.
guess it was 5.6. But it seems like OMI is like a little on the sideline. Do you think that this will change in the next, let's say, one year or so, like during the bull run? Or do you think
Yes.
that OMI will be something like for the next run or in between?
I mean, I don't want to put Foster on the spot here, but the other day, one of his replies, he said, "Circle back in 6 months." Like
Yeah, I
someone
saw that.
saying, and I mean, we have Omi 2 NFT. I know it's not for all the brands, but think back during hype season back in
Yeah,
2021, like the idea of Omi 2 NFT for Superman, for Batman, or for Powerpuff Girls. These are big brands that would have been like made the
yeah,
price mega pump.
yeah, yeah.
There's just so many negative Nancy's right now, and I get it, but sometimes I don't get it because like if I don't like a project, I kind of just move on, even if I
Yeah,
would have
me
lost
too.
money in
I
it.
don't get it as well.
So anytime like some that is a very positive thing. Like that is the utility we always wanted. Omi to NFT is what we wanted
Yeah,
forever, and it burns a bit or burns a bigger percentage that they originally told us. At first it was gonna be like point something percent. Now it's 2.5%. It's a pretty sizable amount.
yeah,
So that's a major deliverable if you ask me. And it sounds like big more brands are coming. Um, so that's a major deliverable, which is kind of the hype around it has been killed by so many people being nonstop negative.
yeah,
So like if you're new or whatever, or even if you're already in the space and the project, like you see that and then you go online and see how should I feel about this? What do other people have to say?
yeah, yeah.
And
Okay,
you
and
see
then
a
you,
lot of very
yeah,
negative people, you're like, oh well, this isn't exciting.
yeah.
Uh, so that's a big factor. But I mean, it does seem like they're delivering, or even what else? I mean, they've given airdrops too for OMI holders at soft stakes, which is
Yeah,
pretty awesome. That you don't even get penalized for pulling it out, but you get rewarded for having it in. So I mean, that's a good reward. It's already more utility than a lot of tokens that have this market cap have.
yeah, yeah. I couldn't agree more. And that's like one of the reasons I don't get it. Why sometimes I think like am I wrong here so much, or don't the other people just don't get it? Because I mean, right now they are delivering, and if they deliver like 50 to 70% of the vision they told us or in 2021, that would be a massive thing. So yeah, how about your view on this? Because I mean, you have a really or a bigger Twitter account, a bigger X account. So I guess under your posts and all that, there is also like a lot of people just fudding or so.
They love to fund me.
Yeah,
Yes. They're for the most part I get along with the futters because the key to getting along with futters is to every now and then pressure the team and then also talk about other coins, which I
yeah,
do that. Um, but yeah, sometimes I always celebrate something and like let's say it pumps to the sixes with the other day or the sevens. I'll automatically, yeah, but like zoom out, but look at this, look at that. I'm like, they don't do that with other coins. When my Cardano pumped, when my Cardano pumped, it doubled. Everyone in my ex timeline was just happy about that, despite
yeah,
it being way far from its all-time high. So I'm like, it's like very selective.
yeah,
I don't know. And then also a lot of things they critique the OMI team for, which is justified, but also applies to basically any other token. But then like they pretend like it's all okay with the other tokens, and a lot of the futters will like rocket emojis and celebrating when other tokens do dumb stuff that we know really means nothing. Is just trying to pump it. But with OMI, it's like, oh no, we have to get serious. What does that actually mean? Like, what is? that actually apply.
You said like there's a lot of negative energy around VeVe and OMI because of a few people who like fought really hard, but like the bigger sized audience is like a great community, a thriving community where everybody is like friendly and connecting and welcoming. So I guess if the masses come, we have a few more fathers, but I guess more of the community building people.
Yeah, and then most people in general keep to themselves or don't like confrontation. So like most people that appreciate what they are delivering on, they're not out there like out loud just posting stuff all day and or shilling, because like I can see how it's a little awkward maybe to like just type to the moon type stuff all the time. So it's just not in everyone to do that, but there's a lot of fudders that are dedicated 24/7 to it.
Yeah, and I don't get it. It's so time wasting for them. They can't even enjoy it, right? Because they hate the project, and why should I do something with a project I hate? So I don't get that. But let them do that thing. Back to the building of the showroom, there was like a really interesting thought of yours with like the AI building kind of thing when you write down what you want to build. I mean, I would say it would be even better if you can do like a speaking memo, like in ChatGPT. I think it's such a great feature that you can just talk inside the mic and then you get a text from it, and then it converts like for most of the time a relatively good answer. I mean, that would be great for the VeVeVerse or the showrooms, but I don't think that this will come so soon.
Probably not soon, yeah.
Yeah, but that would be such a great thing. Even if you look at, for example, roadblocks, and you kind of see what kind of cool and astonishing worlds some people just build with like the bad graphic of roadblocks. It's amazing.
Yeah, just simple little little bit graphics.
Yeah, definitely.
And then that's another thing, like a lot of people think, and I get it, because maybe once you said millions, like we're gonna have millions of users, and we all, a lot of people did, but like thinking Roblox and Sandbox and all of those, Decentraland. No, not Roblox. Roblox is actually the big one, right? That one's not even related to the crypto.
Yeah, Roblox is the big one.
Yeah. No, like Sandbox and Decentraland, they had like no users almost, but their market cap went to the billions. So this idea that VeVe needs millions of users is not true at all. I mean, if it had 5,000 more very active users, floors would go crazy, and people don't understand how little it takes for things to move.
Yeah. I mean, even though if we are thinking like an edition size of 10,000 is a lot, it isn't. If you look at how many like collectors and fans of those characters and fandoms are out there, 10,000 is not that much. Even if a lot of people buy multiples or so.
Yeah, because if there's a group of new 1,000 users, within that 1,000 users, there's gonna be maybe a dozen or a couple dozen that are gonna buy heavy.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some that are gonna buy very light, and then some maybe just one of each of what they like, and then there's gonna be some that are gonna buy heavy, and those people move that average up significantly.
Yeah.
Those few whales.
Yeah, I think so too. Do you have like a favorite collectible? Which I can imagine, because you told me earlier you have never been a real collector. So I can imagine that you will take some profits in the bull market if it comes, right? In terms of,
I mean, I didn't last time, so who knows?
Yeah, me neither, but this time I will be smarter.
Yeah. I mean, if it goes very, very, very parabolic, yes. My favorite one is Todd. It has been my favorite since the first day I downloaded the app, and it has never stopped being. I don't think it would ever stop being. The only thing that would maybe challenge it would be Goku. Like if we ever got FA Goku, that's the only thing that
me too. I would love to see that one.
But I don't know. I still don't know if that would beat it out, even though Goku's my favorite character in real life. just the fact that Todd is the first of so many things, and that's ultimately what I am here for. I don't know
Yeah,
if I could
yeah,
top it out.
yeah. But Goku would be my most desired piece, definitely. That would be
Yeah,
really, really cool. I would like put all my MCP points into this one drop just to get him.
yeah. I don't
So,
use my NCP points normally. I just I'm saving them in case we get Dragon Ball Z. I would use them for Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, all of them.
yeah, yeah,
As far as would I take profits this cycle, yes, but only if it went very parabolic. Because I mean, at this point, I'm just very diversified in different coins,
yeah,
and I'm hoping those other coins, which is mostly the big ones. I'm honestly mostly in the big ones, like the Cardano, Link, AVAX. So I'm
yeah,
hoping those pump enough to where I don't need to sell any OMI or VeVe
yeah,
unless it
okay.
went parabolic. So OMI and VeVe would be like my moon bags
Yeah,
slash
okay.
slash I don't mind coding collectibles for just a very long time.
Yeah, okay, okay. What would parabolic mean for you in terms of OMI and collectibles? Is parabolic 2 to 5x? Is parabolic 10 to 20? Or what is your
Probably
parabolic?
it's all gonna be in relation to what the rest of my bags do. So like if the rest of
Okay.
my bags pump enough to where I've met the goals I have in my mind for this cycle,
Yeah,
then it would the what I would need to do is even more before I sell it. But if the rest of my bags underperform and I need to meet that goal either way, then I will sell. So let's say all these other coins don't do too much. And maybe if VeVe and OMI 5x, then I have to at that point to meet that goal I have in mind. But
yeah,
if the rest of my bags just go way crazy, then I might just keep, especially especially the collectibles. Some of them I wouldn't mind just keeping for the long run.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you have
But I
multiple?
will sell some this cycle.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have multiples of some things?
Oh yeah, I mostly just have multiples of
Ah,
things.
okay.
Like I
I
don't
mean,
have
then
too
you
much
can then you
variety.
can easily sell one and hold one, right?
Yeah, yeah, I still have my 20 Tods, my 10 Supermans or 11, and like a bunch of Captain America Mighties. Like my
Mhm.
favorite, what I consider like the top 10, 20 fictional characters, I basically just stacked those.
Yeah, okay, okay. How many collectibles in total? Do you know that roughly?
I think like counting comics, probably like 1,000 or something.
Yeah, okay, okay. But then you get still a kind of a good amount of MCP points, right?
Yes, but not that much because I don't really collect sets, and I'm
Yeah,
just a
but
lot of my favorite.
at least 1,500 to 2,000.
I really have no idea. I never
Yeah,
look at
okay.
that.
Yeah, because
I've never really collected with MCP in mind. I just
yeah,
like their face.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, me neither. But in my first Collector Minds episode, I've talked to Master Collector Felix, and he is all about the MCP game.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are all about it.
Yeah, yeah. And after I talked to him, it was like I was thinking like, yeah, okay, maybe you should care a little bit more because he mentioned like, okay, just expect Goku to hit VeVe, but you can only participate with 1 million MCP points, not just through gems. You have to bet 1 million MCP and then have to pay like 80 gems for it or so.
Yeah.
That would be so bad for me if I don't have enough MCPs then, because I get like 420 MCP points a day, not really much. So
I'll check after this. I don't remember how much I'm getting it per day, honestly.
yeah, yeah,
But also my thinking behind that is the majority of the top, I don't know, 25 fictional characters, not just the like my opinion, but uh like the established ones. And I guess there's no, it's all based on opinion.
yeah,
But if you add up everyone's opinions, then you come down to like an objective list of who are the most popular characters.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
feel like out of the top 25, VeVe has already released the majority of them, or top
Mhm.
50 even. There's obviously some anime ones missing. But if
Yeah,
you think of all the fictional characters, are
but they're
probably top.
working on it, right?
Yeah, but I feel like the majority of the top ones are already released, so I don't want to spend too much money on just getting MCP points
Yeah,
for
yeah, get it.
less than like a smaller list of
Yeah,
FAs yet to be released.
yeah. I mean, even if you think about it, for someone who comes to VeVe, like let's say when the hype comes back, I mean, 1,000 collectibles to reach 1,000 collectibles, then even when the market pumps a little bit, I mean, then you need a lot of money. So I mean,
Oh
thousand.
yeah, that's true. The bigger the audience, the more higher up will climb, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's really expensive then to get a lot of MCP points. So what Felix told me in the first episode was like he strictly looks to dollar amount to MCP ratio at a specific time. So if one MCP point daily costs him $2 or so, it's a good deal, and then he stacks them. So yeah, and that's not possible for like the normal people or the normal new users who come in. I mean, how long does it take us or took us to collect like a bigger collection, right?
Yeah, it's after years.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't have like here, how is it name, Bazoogie Man or so, the biggest
Mm-hmm.
collector, I guess so.
I heard there's a new profile that's like catching up to him.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. The other day, I
Ah,
think Sergio posted about it, and it's like a new profile that's been buying. The other day, about like I don't want to throw out a number, but a crazy amount. I don't know if it was like 1,000.
yeah. VeVe always was like kind of quiet about like their future plans for the token. Like in the last year, 1.5 years, the community always refers to like the fact that there is no regulatory clarity for like crypto and NFTs and all that stuff, and that VeVe can't risk it like to lose their licensors because of a little failed thing within the crypto part of that company. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So what are your thoughts about like the changing of the crypto landscape?
I mean, it's pretty clear that it's kind of like very hands off now. Like anything goes.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna throw in some new official laws, but it looks like they're gonna be much more lenient than the previous administration as far as anything crypto digital assets goes.
yeah,
Um, I never understood really how that prevented exchanges though. I guess they didn't want too much attention, but I mean, doesn't matter how much attention you get. I didn't get how that changed the dynamic being on big
yeah,
exchanges
yeah,
in the USA because I mean the token was still being used. But yeah, I'm just hoping that the new administration leads to VeVe and OMI being more relaxed, less fearful
yeah.
of the
And
scrutiny from
able
the
to
U.S.
roll
government.
out more features for features for Ecomi, for example, right?
Yeah,
And the exchange part, I didn't get as well, to be fair. But maybe they wanted to, maybe they were like kind of scared that if the token gets too much attention, the platform gets too much attention, and they can't handle the workload or don't have enough inventory, because like really early in 2021 or so, they stated that David and Dan thought like, okay, if we can get, was it 10,000 users or so on the app, and then with
yeah,
all,
they expected much less.
yeah, exactly, and then like with all the bot accounts, we have to be honest, there were a lot of bot accounts in the beginning.
Yeah,
Maybe they were like, okay, fuck, we have to do the groundwork to build a good foundation for this thing, this platform to evolve over a longer run.
yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe they were just thinking for the long run, and even maybe they're planning to align with the cycle, and we're saving some of the most bullish things for this year,
Yeah, I hope
like
so.
in 2021, where they kind of released major things. So hopefully that's the case.
I mean, it's even easier now, or probably. I mean, if the president launches a meme coin, then there's not much room for error, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will see. If there are a lot of new people coming in the next couple of weeks and months, there will be a lot of people who collect or start collecting, who are like old collectors, or who like do like the first step in the Web 2.5, Web 3 world. What would you say to those newer collectors if they just start on VeVe?
I mean, honestly, the same thing Vivi says that I know a lot of people hate to hear, but it's probably the safest route to just collect what you like
Yeah.
and to treat it as like a hobby, which in which you can speculate, not as a like all in investment.
Yeah, not like the guy who bought like I don't know how many Boba Fett's for not Boba Fett, or was it Boba Fett, the guy with the jetpack in Star Wars?
Boba Fett's the one with the gun. I honestly
Yeah, it
don't
doesn't
know.
matter. I saw a post of someone who said like the same thing that you said in the beginning, where he was like, okay, I bought like 150 of this piece, and there it was like kind of a bull market still, and this piece is now like $5 or 5 gems or so.
Yeah, that happened to me with a few that I stacked heavy, and now
Which
they're
which
worth way
which
less.
which collectible was like the biggest loss so far in terms of dollar amount?
Maybe in terms of maybe not actual dollar amount, but percent down, probably like the lenticular cards or the little cards, the FEs,
Yeah,
basically all my FEs, the like
yeah.
first edition instead of first appearance, those have taken probably the biggest hit.
Yeah, you mean like
Uh,
the Da Vinci and the lenticular cards from Disney and stuff?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, those. As far as dollar amount, uh, I wouldn't be able to tell you dollar amount. They've just all gone down so much. I
Yeah,
don't know. I haven't
okay,
even checked.
okay.
Maybe Wonder Woman, maybe Captain America, one of those.
Yeah. Do you know, do you still know what like the you don't have to say it if you don't want, but the highest value of the of your like collectible portfolio was?
Yeah, and in the peak, it was like 750,000, and that was I had way less collectibles than I have right now.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, and I didn't take a single dollar out at the time. I know
mhm,
we couldn't cash out, but I could have still like sold some gems or just sold and kept
yeah,
those gems for when I could cash out. But I didn't do any of that. I was like, nope, we're going higher, higher,
yeah,
higher.
yeah, yeah, me too. The hype was real, but
I didn't
that's
understand the crypto cycle,
yeah, me
and
neither, me neither.
now I feel like it's happening on the reverse, where a lot of people that are fighting it, like, oh, it already didn't go up, it's over for me and Vivi, are now not understanding the crypto cycle, not understanding that things can change quickly when odd season hits.
Yeah,
And literally January of last year, Omi and Vivi had nothing going for them yet either. I
yeah,
mean, not last year of 2021.
yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Um, but I mean, in terms of the size and the depth of the platform, it's so much bigger today.
Yeah, way more brands, way more features.
Yeah,
There's actually only 200T now. It's going to be a VeVe verse this time around.
yeah, exactly. When did you think we will see the VeVeVerse Q1?
They keep saying Q1 with confidence. I think Ben just said tweeted about it again like yesterday or something. So they're still confidently shooting. I mean, it looks like it's ready. Look at all the different previews they're showing.
Yeah, 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 that's right.
I'm sure there will be some glitching once they let everyone in at the same time, because I'm sure a lot of people that are not traditionally vault vidders are gonna want to just take a look, and they're gonna log in, and
Yeah,
it's probably gonna glitch a lot at the beginning.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I mean, you've joined VeVe in February 2021, as I understand
Yes.
correctly. Yeah, so it's been a journey of 4 years, 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years now.
What were like the best moments for you in terms of community, in terms of maybe sniping a grail, or like what was like the most special thing so far for you?
I mean, New York Comic Con was fun, the best as far as community, because it was my first time meeting the bulk of a
Yeah,
lot of the people that I had spoke to, because I've had a lot of DFW meetups, but they're obviously much smaller. And highlights beyond that would probably just be towards the end of 2021, when like they had just announced Immutable X and everything's migrating, and then stuff started going up like super fast for the first time. And
yeah,
I was like, I did it. I'm one of those guys that bought NFTs that blew up. I was like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Okay,
one like I deserve it.
you
I
can
found it.
still be one. You can still be one of the guys of these NFTs, right?
Yeah. Because
I
I
mean,
remember when Rizzo at one point went to like 20 something or something like that. Plus mine was like the lower edition at the time. I don't remember. But I remember I had one that was like valued based on the comparables like at 30.
yeah,
Maybe it was my lower edition Todd or lower edition wrist. So I was looking at the floors and I was like, I'm finally one of those guys that has like a
yeah,
NFT worth tens of thousands of dollars. So that
yeah.
was one highlight. Like we made it, but I didn't sell anything.
Do you think that we will see different prices or lower, higher prices when the boom comes
It's
back?
hard to tell conservatively, which is how I'm calculating everything for all my coins this cycle. When I share my predictions with most people, they think I'm too conservative, not just from VeVe, but for the top ones too, Ethereum, all of them.
Yeah,
Um, and so I'm like kind of shooting for half of previous all-time highs.
yeah, yeah,
It's what I'm like thinking as a semi-regional. Some fighters would probably think I'm insane for even saying that.
yeah,
And but that's what I think is within reasonable range. But again, not for all of them. I think most of them will not come back. But like I think the big ones that everyone knows, like the
yeah,
Waltz and the Spider-Mans, the Todd Superman, I think those will might come back to like half where they were.
yeah,
Now if it goes totally viral, then we're talking about new all-time highs.
yeah, yeah. Okay, that's for sure then. Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I would say, because not that I think that they reach like the half of the price of the old all-time high, but even then, if you bought some pieces like now in the bear market, even then it's a clean 10, 15, 20x.
Yeah.
So, and that is a lot of money if you have a few pieces, right?
Yeah, half of all-time high for a lot of pieces is already a 20x from right now, like you said. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so a lot of people just I feel like already have their mentality ready to say anything other than new all-time highs is a failure. But I'm not looking at it that way. I'm looking at what's it worth right now, and what could it be worth
Yeah.
in a few months.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's half the price is really conservative, I would say, even especially, I mean, especially for like the big pieces, because
Yeah,
there's so much more involved now around VeVe and Ecomi and the community, that I think that there could be a real hype if they manage to get like eyes on the project and educating like that this is like the first time where you can actually own something digital. I think there must be a lot of education around it.
yeah. There's so many things that could take it beyond that. Like if the VeVe Rush turns out to be a hit, because of the affiliate marketing program, and then there's like streamers just start streaming themselves on the VeVe Rush just because they want that affiliate marketing revenue, and it
Yeah,
just like creates a snowball effect. Or if they actually list on major exchanges, and that OMI by default brings attention to me because of OMI 2 NFT. And so like
yeah.
there is different avenues which would take it way beyond that.
Did you come in through OMI or through VV2 OMI? Or
I did both at the same time.
okay.
Yeah, I started setting up my Bitforex and buying tots at the same time.
Yeah, okay, okay, got it. Because I came through OMI and then I bought OMI in the beginning of February 2021, the first time, I guess, end of January. And then at the end of April, I just logged into the app the first time. So that was way later for me. In terms of like the educational part, I told earlier, or said earlier, I guess a lot of the education, or like the fire that sparks like the first interests of mainstream people, is the changing regulation in the USA, right? So
Yeah.
if Trump makes a meme coin, obviously a lot of people will have eyes on that, even if it's like, or especially if it's performing well.
Yeah, yeah, I think that'll make people feel more comfortable with entering the space,
Yeah,
seeing the leader of the free world
yeah,
entering the space.
yeah, exactly. And I saw an interview with David Sachs. You know who that is? Like
Is
the crypto guy in the
the
administration.
SEC czar, I mean the crypto czar or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And he got asked if he thinks it's right that the president is able or allowed to launch a meme coin. And he was like, yeah, I
It's a
guess.
collectible.
Yeah, exactly. It's a collectible, like stamps or coins or cards and stuff. So I guess that will also bring a lot of eyes onto VeVe. Um,
Yeah.
we talked already about like what you see for VeVe in the future. What would you say is like the perfect outcome you can imagine? You talked about the snowball effect for OMI, but what is like the perfect outcome if you consider thinking about VeVe?
Uh, I mean, it's the same one. The VeVeViral becoming a hit in affiliate market because of the affiliate marketing program, just
Yeah,
incentivizing a lot of big streamers to constantly cover it, and then it just having like a little viral moment where like they even cover it on mainstream news, like, oh, collectors are now collecting their blah 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 blah, probably like
yeah,
mocking it, but that was still bring eyes to it.
yeah.
Um, and beyond that, I mean, I'm sure stuff like interoperability would help, but I'm just don't see that in 20 happening in 2025.
Yeah, nee, yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. But on the other side, or on the other side, in terms of interoperability, I mean, I don't really, I can see why that would be a great deal, but I also think we don't really need it, right?
I agree. I don't think it's going to really enhance the experience. I don't think it's going to lead to anything great, but it, practically speaking, it will have a major pumpamento effect,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
and
okay.
that it'll
Yeah,
shut down a lot of the FUD. That's like probably the number one thing that brings FUD. You don't
yeah,
really own them, blah blah blah. So like if that is shut down, then I'm sure it'll like give it just open the path for
yeah,
greatness as
yeah,
far as
exactly.
hype and momentum and new users coming in without reading negative comments that stops them from joining.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, or I think we as a community also have like the ability, or the, well, how do you call it?
No, I agree. Like if everyone was as annoying as I am, as far as like being a moon boy on Twitter, or like if 100 people were as annoying as I am, or consistent as
Yeah,
like
consistent.
Randy,
That's the right word.
as like Randy or other people, then
Yeah.
instantly we would overpower the FUD and
Yeah, yeah,
it
I
would
think so
go.
too. But I mean, we see a lot of more content coming from like VV creators and stuff, right? Even if because they said like there will be a creator program and all that stuff. I mean, that's for a lot of people like a good reason to speak out and say what they think about VV and offer value, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
People will
that's one of the
definitely show
reasons.
for money.
Huh?
People would definitely speak. Look at any giveaway. They get a bunch of retweets, a bunch of likes, a bunch of posts.
Yeah,
So as soon as there's an incentive, a monetary incentive, even if it's small, people are gonna try their best.
yeah. But I think like the the people who make VV content should also bring value, not like just the stupid pump and dump game also, like to the moon all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they should definitely reach out to like the right creators with the right audiences and all that stuff.
That's why when you asked me to come on, I was like, sure, because I think it'd be good for like a new wave of creators to pop up again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because that helped a lot the last time. They were like, oh, there was a new wave of YouTubers, and it a lot of the times that's where the mainstream is, not so much on X looking for crypto. Like it'll pop up on YouTube. Some people will search on YouTube like NFTs, and if VeVe happens to make it to their first page with any one random YouTuber, that'll help a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. And also I think like if you have like both sides, like the negative or the critical parts, and like some people who really like the project and dove deep inside the project, and have like the positive things to say, it's easier to like form an own opinion about the project, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. That were like my questions. Do you want to say something at the end to the community, or haven't we touched on a topic you would like to discuss?
No, not really. I think you covered most aspects of my OMI and VeVe thoughts.
I have one last question, because at the beginning you said like the tequila collecting and then the digital collecting. Is there like some physical comic collecting or card collecting?
It's all kind of tied to VeVe. I have a few comics, but they're the ones I got at the Comic-Con from VeVe. I also got the DC one that features the Bat Cow.
Yeah.
From They're Now with Candy, like from that project. I ordered the DC comic, and then I ordered a few Todd statues. I don't have them here actually because I moved out for remodeling and I left them at my parents' house, and then we moved back, but I haven't moved those. So I have a few Todd statues, and then that's really it. Oh no, I have like that big Iron Man Funko.
Oh yeah.
So that's one example of something I did sell. When you asked me if I hadn't sold, I was like thinking, I'm sure I've sold some. So I kept the Funko, but I sold the little digital Iron Man that I got.
Yeah, okay.
Because I got a number 9. It was the low edition.
Yeah, that's nice.
And now I just kept the Funko.
Yeah.
But yeah, beyond that, I'm not really too much of a physical collector, really.
Yeah, okay.
I much prefer digital because I don't like my little Todd. One of them already has a broken piece. My Funko already has a bunch of dust, and
yeah, okay.
I like digital how they just stay in tip top shape no matter where I go, and that at any moment I could buy or sell, whether I'm in another country, and I could buy or I could sell to anyone in any country. I just like how efficient it is.
Yeah. But it seems like the phygital route VeVe is going worked on you kind of good. So I mean,
yes, I mean I honestly bought it as like a gamble. I was being a speculator there.
Yeah.
And since I got lucky that I got a really nice edition, I was able to sell it, and I was like, well, you know what? Might as well keep the physical.
Yeah.
Because I already made my money and then some, so now I just have this free cool Funko.
Yeah. How big is it? Like,
I think it's like 18 inches.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And that's in the new living room, or is it also at the old house?
No, it's not here yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But will you
Yeah, I'll bring it back.
Showcase it?
Yeah, I'll put it out in the open.
Yeah, okay. Because I think a lot of collectors are guys, a lot of collectors of comics and cards are guys, and I think sometimes they would love to like display their stuff like this, for example.
Oh, but their wives won't let them.
Yeah, exactly. So that was why I've asked if you will display them in the living room then.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. VeVeViral, it was like a pleasure to talk to you. Great conversation.
Likewise.
I really appreciated that. And for everybody out there, please leave a like, leave a comment, and yeah, think about subscribing to the channel and let us know what you thought about our different topics down in the comments. See ya guys and girls. Bye bye.
Welcome to Collector Minds, where the fire ignites, every piece connects, every fandom unites. Collector Minds, where the passion aligns, it's not just the items.